Every damn day.
Hello, everyone. It's Jerry at the Fledge, and welcome to another episode of Every Damn Day. And before we get started and introduce Zero here, just want to give a shout out to everybody in the community that's resetting, trying to set some new goals, looking at 2023 as something positive, and we're excited for 2023, I think. So today, on Every Damn Day, it's going to be Zero and I talking about what we've done, or where we've been, and where we're going, and maybe where we are now. Kind of get in the moment from time to time. So this is the second time we've tried to go live on TikTok. The first time we got banned for 24 hours for something, so don't do that something again.
I cannot guarantee that I will not do exactly that.
Yeah,
Or
so
something also on the list.
we'll get that figured out. But why don't you, before we get into the where we've been and where we're going, tell us a little something about you and whatever you want to say there.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Zero. If any of you have been around the Pledge, you probably know me in some sort of capacity. Where I am now is it's winter 2023. I'm really excited about moving into 2023 and where we're going. But where I am now, I'm good now, and I'm at the Pledge now. And if you want to be good now and at the Pledge now, you should, because if we had more audience, then there would be even more capacity for panelists. And so stop on by and see me, I guess. If you don't know, you should.
And so I can't quite read that name. Is it Sly? Sly Circles? You're exactly right, except for not Bitcoin, we were mining Litecoin, and that was the noise. Thanks for reminding us that. And we're not just mining Litecoin, we are using it to heat the building, which is making it so we use less natural gas, which is decarbonizing the Fledge. Electrifying the Fledge is the other way to say that. So thanks for calling that out and noticing that. That might be a friend of ours, but I'm not quite sure who it is. So you were exactly right. So
Yeah, good luck. Send me your Pledge coin address, and I'll send you my Pledge.
oh yeah, that's a good one. And if you don't have a Fledge coin address,
Come and see me, and I'll get you a Pledge coin address, and 10 Pledge, and a Pledge for your good deed. Yeah, but speaking of which, let's just jump into our crypto journey again. Because,
Okay.
like, where I'm at, like, I'm zero. So, like, it's like, I don't know where the hell I'm at, like, most of the time, but I know where I'm going and where I'm at. It's like a particle of reality. One truly never knows where. But where our crypto journey is at right now is an interesting place because we're in a bear market, and that means that it's neither a good time nor a bad time to buy all of these bargain cryptos that were at their peak before, and now that they're dead again, might as well just start. I've been stocking away, turning my life force, my blood plasma, into cryptocurrency over the last couple of months, just to try to take advantage of this bear market. It's kind of what I do and why people kind of refer to me as a wizard. Because transmutation is all about creativity. If you have one thing, you can barter and trade and change, and Pledge really allows us to do that every day.
I think that would be one of our regenerative principles, to look at all the different forms of capital that we have. I mean, really, we've got a lot of resources around us that we don't utilize, that we don't take advantage of. And I think that you being Zero, you're the master of finding those resources and looking for ways to reuse them and repurpose them. Again, we do have Zero up with us. We're talking about where we've been and where we are going. And we are fielding any questions. We'll do our best here. We don't have a moderator on TikTok yet. Again, we're just now experimenting with Every Damn Day and 99 Problems and all of that. So when you brought up crypto, you really got into the investment and
Yeah.
speculation
Yeah,
part
I did.
pretty quickly. What are some of the other things?
Yeah, well,
You
that's
know what I love about this is I don't have to answer these questions about the Fledge. I got
right?
you.
Yeah, well, that's like our crypto market is a volatile market, and one of the projects that I'm working on this year is called Cheese the Dip. Like I'm creating a hashtag. I've created a hashtag, and as well as a Gmail account. I have an unstoppable domain for Cheese the Dip, which an unstoppable domain for anybody who wonders is a blockchain domain that is always yours and basically is kept on the blockchain. So if you want to talk about that and crypto, definitely come in and see me. But cheesing the dip is about maximizing the volatility, and it takes a lot. I've been at this for years, so me personally, I wouldn't recommend this to anyone else. Thank you for stopping me there because this you can lose a lot. You can lose everything. I've lost everything. There's a reason they call me Zero. So
It's how much money you got in your pocket?
I'm doing all right now. I've been transmuting well lately.
So-
Really strong.
So tell us some other things that we're doing with crypto.
Yeah, definitely. We are exploring a whole variety of bounties just for the overall upkeep and management of the building. Our pledge coin is a prime use case for keeping track of the good things that we're already doing in the community and for the community, but putting it onto the blockchain verifies and validates that we as individuals are making these strides. And when we do that, we can apply non-fungible tokens, so trust tokens, and show that you were here, you had this experience, you're a part of our journey. And what that builds is a both net-based community and a just living reality community. We're trying to meld those things together by putting all of the things as well onto the blockchain.
So what's a net-based community or account? What would you say?
Net-based,
Yeah.
like metaverses, like places where you go to meet your friends.
So an internet-based,
Yeah.
if you will.
Yeah. Sorry, sure.
Just want to make sure that all the young people listening to
I
us,
don't know.
or not young people.
Yeah, but people in whatever your chosen metaverse, whether it's a TikTok metaverse, a Facebook metaverse, a Meta, get the whole thing. The just there's a variety of very large cultural systems that rival that of countries of people that are getting together on the internet with a common cultural vested interest, usually in pop culture, which our pop culture our cultures are our modern myths, and so that which we elevate above to celebrity status, and that which we worship and wish to be, is at the height of that metaverse structure. Virtual reality is supposed to make us all on the same level, not equal, because equitable, because of how we use our time, talent, and tools in this world versus how we use our time, talent, and tools in the virtual world. I've logged thousands of hours learning how to move in VR, how to throw things in VR, the difference between throwing a frisbee and throwing a ball, and things like that, which has been time well spent because in that virtual environment, no matter what game you drop me into, I have that muscle memory, and I'm ready to go in those sort of metaverses and interact. And it's weird that I interact with. It's scary how young. If you got kids, do not let them go into VR chat specifically. That's a pro tip for young parents.
So, Ashley, are you in? Do you have Fledge Coin? We need to get you. So Ashley just volunteered with us, and we want to give her a Fledge Coin for that.
Right.
She's volunteering. She doesn't expect something payment, but Fledge Coin is a way for you to come back and buy a plant or buy some art,
Or I'll make you lunch.
Yeah, Zero will make you lunch. All of those things. So that would be a good use case. So, and I just also wanted to say, see you later if you're taking off. You mentioned in there, kind of hidden, that all of the assets or equipment, I don't know what word you use, are going to have their own addresses. Tell us about that a little bit.
Yeah, one of the things that I've been working on, kind of throwing around, is a living QR system in which we start to create QR codes for various objects and activities around the pledge, like the representation of our talents and our tools. So people can use their smartphones to easily scan the QR code to get a variety of data about anything that's going on with the pledge. So that way, no matter whether anyone who knows about it is here or not, if you're here, you can access the history and the stories of why we keep these kind of eclectic variety of things in this place. Because everything has a story, and we want to preserve that story.
I'm getting feedback that the audio is not clear. Let me press the wrong mic on. The audio should be much clearer now. Let's start all over.
Okay.
Thank you, Phil. I appreciate that. No, we're not going to start all over. And I love this thing that we're going to do with the QR codes, and basically anything that could potentially show up on our balance sheet is going to have an address, any asset that we have. Though other things will too, like people will say, why do you have this mushroom in the middle of the floor? Well, it's not in the middle, but there's a history there. It's part of our culture.
Mhm.
And I also love the fact that you're gonna be able to interact with these assets in a kind of form a relationship with them, where if you want to use a 3D printer, you kind of scan the QR code. It tells you what you need to do to use it. You can send the 3D printer Fledge Coin to pay for the energy, the filament, the space. All of these things are getting exciting.
Yeah.
But I think we're spending a lot of time on crypto.
We are.
And we've been a lot more places than just crypto.
True.
So do you want to stay on the subject and say where we're going?
Let's just jump to the narrative of our other pieces of technology in the building.
Okay.
In addition to the blockchain and crypto, like our battery projects, specifically my B3 Enterprise, which stands for Barry, Bartleby, and Betty, which are 3 different size batteries that are all built in-house here at the Fledge. And they have a story as well about how they're trying to help people just have more experiences. Like, that power allows us to do things that previous generations had to toil away with. So the automation.
Or even people today have to put a lot of effort into things because they're unhoused or substance use or whatever they live under poverty line, or they live under the Ellis threshold. Let's give a visual of not a visual. I know you don't have a prop with you, but describe what that battery looks like, and the 18650 and all that.
Like the simple process is that we take old laptop batteries that contain the round 18650 cells, which are each around 4.1 volts at fully charged, and about 2 amp hours or 2000 milliamp hours. We take each one of those and we just put them in a pattern that allows us to multiply the voltage and the amperage to our desired level. So if we want a 12 volt battery, we string 4 18650s together and then run those in parallel for however much width of the power that we need, and like, just thinking about what we actually need, like where our power comes from, and like, why we need to use this electricity, like is an important part of it as well, because like, can we do the same thing with wind power? Can we do the same thing with other existing renewables around us?
So one of my favorite use cases of the batteries, and
Yeah.
going
Oh,
back
right.
to the unhoused, but I want to keep going down the line.
Yeah.
But you've made a battery pack with a phone charger on it
Mhm.
that we can charge up. You can give it to somebody who's unhoused for them to charge their phone or run a warming hand, what do you call them, gloves,
Mhm.
and all of that. How do you think? Tell us about that. That's what I want to say.
Yeah, I mean, like about it is that we all require power, and not everyone. I am not an on-grid sort of person. I have been slipping on and off this various forms of the social and utility grids for most of my life. Uh, so being able to know where and how, like, the energy that I need for my standard of living to be where I want it to be, while living in a very eco-conscious means of getting there. That another kind of case of why zero. Like, zero is someone who tries to tread lightly, and having that connection to where your energy is coming from, just like having the connection to the land and knowing where your food is coming from, it has a positive psychological effect on us, that instead of feeling the weight of like being part of the problem, for lack of a simplification, for just trying to do what we can to reduce a little bit. So
And I envision. I've seen so many times being in a coffee shop where someone who's unhoused has tried to come in and charge their phone or
Yeah.
use the bathroom, and they basically get abused most of the time, getting thrown out of places, can't use it, or buy something. And, buying a $6 cup of coffee isn't a high priority for most people that are unhoused.
it is not.
But having that communication, being able to, get into the shelters or get some assistance, phones are important.
They're a necessity at this point, because a huge hurdle of getting the word out about, like, even like, this recent cold snap, like when we have donations ready to go in, if we could actually reach individuals in need, then like our work could be expedited a great deal. But I think that that's a good time to segue into harm reduction.
Okay.
And how the size of the steps that we make are dependent on the participant, in a way that if different people can take different size bites of things, and if someone's choking when you're trying to feed them, you've got to give them smaller bites. And the same thing is true for if they're tripping when they're trying to take a step, you got to give them smaller steps. So it's about identifying like really simple things like respecting boundaries and keeping a schedule, and things like that are not like that. They seem like they would be common things, but when you're in the throes of addiction, being unhoused, all those great things, that they kind of fall off. So we try to establish just kind of a safety net for people to kind of get a rhythm and get a pattern.
Yes. And I think when you say harm reduction, most people will jump right to substance use,
Right.
But we try to use it in a broader sense.
Yeah.
From just maybe what's happening in the moment and trying to de-escalate something, to a more, we can feed you today, but at the end of the day, it's going to be better when you know where the food is, or you're producing your own food, or you're prosperous enough to afford your own food.
Yeah.
Tell us about
I don't know how you see people walking down that continuum or through that spectrum. I don't know if it's 2D or 3D.
uh, across that spectrum of just needs not being met.
Yeah. And the
Um,
harm reduction
Yeah,
associated
well,
with it.
But yeah, then those things they kind of coincide. That when someone's basic needs aren't being met, there's a lot of wounding in that, and the substances are just an outlet to try to either kill or generally put to sleep, of some real bad mojo.
Universally, people get high to feel better.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
Right. And when
Yeah.
you've got a lot of pain, getting high sounds a lot better
Yeah,
than
and then
suffering through
getting
that.
addicted is easy. Like if it
too
was
easy.
if it wasn't easy, then it wouldn't be a problem. Like,
If it wasn't easy, it wouldn't be easy. Now the cat's going to come
Yeah.
over.
But as far as like trying to see and know people, like it's an interesting experience to be here every day because it's an every damn day thing. Like we are here doing this stuff all day.
Just for my TikTok again, people join and drop off real quick. And thanks for the follows, everyone. We're here talking with Zero, who is an ambassador of the Fledge. We used to say the Fledge DAO, but I think we should expand that to everything Fledgy, the city for that matter, the universe. Welcome to my world.
I have an
right?
ambassador's sort of energy. It's just
So we're talking with Zero about where we've been and where we're going. We're going to run out of time probably for that.
Right.
But so far we've talked about harm reduction. We've talked about clean energy. We've talked about crypto. I'm not even sure most people would use those three things in a book, let alone the same paragraph.
Yeah.
What's another thing? Let's jump to one or two more things. What are you most excited about?
The AR lab, and
we
talked about VR a bit too, and doing having a virtual reality lab here that can also incorporate our blockchain experiences. So people that do bounties can then get VR time to reduce that barrier to the entry point of someone who wants to go into a virtual experience but doesn't have the money to do it. Then come do some bounties here at the Fledge. Talk to me or Jerry about what needs to be done, and if you want to get into that. But I'm really excited about just this coming year of really deploying a lot of things that I've been working on for well over a decade of just like really solid modeling of prototypes and other things for both pitching at 99 problems, but a pitch ain't one, for developing further weekly shows that will get people interested, and growing the volunteer base through our blockchain efforts to actually show like you did this, you were here. Like it's not just like hanging out. Like we are doing a lot of valuable work, and if you'd like to be a part of it, which I know a lot of you out there do want to be a part of it, then you should come join us.
So there's a lot to unpack right there.
Yeah.
Real quick, you mentioned 99 problems, but a pitch ain't one.
Yeah.
And thanks for doing the post and inviting more people. Every Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time, we do 99 problems, but a pitch ain't one. The contestants get 99 seconds to pitch their idea. Whoever gets the most votes gets $99. You can be from anywhere in the world. You can have any idea that you want. We'd like it to be somewhat family friendly, but doesn't always have to be, it doesn't have to be goody, if you will. And it can be at any stage. It could be a brand new idea that you just had this morning, like Zero sometimes pitches, or it can be a mature company that you have where you just want to get things out there. So every Tuesday, 7:30 Eastern, 99 problems, but a pitch ain't one. Follow us on Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, all of that if you'd like to see more. That's shots fired over by my house. We just got an alert, so that's nice. the other thing that you said is we're getting the AR and the VR lab,
Yeah.
and that's part of our patronicity campaign that is starting on February 1st. And so we are trying to raise money to do a bunch of different things. I thought you were going to say you were excited about the kitchen getting licensed.
Yeah, I'm excited about that too.
so
I'm excited about it all. Every
AR,
single part.
VR, kitchen getting licensed,
The electrical
new roof,
redone.
electrical,
Yeah,
and more
we're going to be so.
electrification.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to be cool.
Oh, and that was what before, like where we're going. And I'm still like thinking about getting to the centennial of this building, which will be coming up in 26.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a long process, but we're going to continue trying to restore all of the parts and pieces to get to like having a great party in 26. So we make big moves, we make long moves.
So you excited about any events that are coming up?
Events. I'm excited about getting back into just like maybe trying to make up some spontaneous events, like Flying Spaghetti Monster presents the Intergalactic House of Pancakes, which will be a pancake dinner. I love cooking, and once we get the kitchen to where it needs to be, we will be doing so many events that will be based on connections, food, and something else. You'll find out when you get there.
Chef Steph always says break bread with people, and that's the best way to keep going.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to keep these to about 30 minutes, which we're a few minutes away.
Right.
You got 3 minutes left. What's the important thing that you want to say? Or what's the thing you want to say? I won't qualify it.
Yeah, just it's been a long road. I really appreciate who both of us were when we met so long ago, and how we've both grown into who we are today. And I really look forward to seeing who we grow into as the future goes, because I think we're onto something, and 2023 is going to be a huge year for AI as well. And so starting to incorporate some of the yields of research that have been occurring over the last few years, and we're starting to reach like a real inflection point where things are starting to go kind of vertical.
Yeah.
And so look for content in the future brought to you by robots. And
hopefully we won't be doing the show next year. It'll just be two robots here.
And that's we're getting the Procast started, which my podcast Procast Nation, which starts next week. It has been queued up to start next week for about 10 years. It's always starting next week, and tune in next week to check out the pilot episode.
And I'm going to do an every damn day where I ask ChatGPT to answer questions.
Nice.
And have that on screen. Maybe I can have a screen reader for accessibility. Haven't figured out how to do this in TikTok. I don't know how to share my screen when I'm live, so I got to Google that or ask ChatGPT, I guess, how to do it.
Yeah, that could be a fun TikTok actually, of like having the AI try to troubleshoot like it's so meta.
So we'll see how that goes. But every damn day, it's random right now, whether we just me talking out in the yard somewhere or we have an actual guest. You're the second guest of the year.
Yeah. And
is that right?
Probably.
Tommy was before the year. You're the first guest of the year. On the fifth day again.
Yeah, on the fifth day again, just like last year. And I'm going to be trying to like get the word out and recruiting people to come talk to you, because we had been kicking around the idea that if I recruit people, then I get to come back. So if you guys want to see more of me and other interesting characters that I know, check us out.
It's Fibonacci. We have to have one more guest, then you can come back, then two more guests.
No, it's just like, it doesn't
back.
have to be anytime soon, but like, I've got people that I think would be fun to interview about like, just what they're into, and it'd be great times.
Well, that was an update that was about 1/10 of probably, or 100th
Yeah,
of what
stop by
we've
and
got
see
going
us.
on.
Like if you can make it to the Fledge, stop by. Otherwise, hit us up on like social, I guess.
Whatever platforms.
Yeah.
Not the QAnon ones, I don't think yet,
yeah.
are we?
I don't think so.
We'll see. We probably maybe TikTok is taking over the Now I'm definitely gonna get banned for saying that,
Oh.
right? Anyways,
Thanks
love
for
you all.
watching.
That's another episode of Every Damn Day. We will settle on a time here and make this consistent and put out a schedule. But for right now, we just don't feel like doing that. Cool beans. Later, bud. Hey, Blaine Guthrie, childhood friend. First guy I ever got stoned with. Nice to see you again, Blaine. All right, we're out of here. Love y'all.